class. My name is Sandy McDevitt and I am a Med Tech in Transfusion Services at Mission Hospital in Asheville, North Carolina. Today's lecture will be on the NEO, here behind me. The NEO is Immucor's fourth generation Galileo. Some of you may have heard of the ECHO, which is for a small volume blood bank. But the NEO is a fully automated blood bank instrument designed for the high volume blood bank. It brings functionality to improve day-to-day operations of the blood bank through productivity by the way of having the highest type and screen throughput of anything on the market, and true continuous access, allowing the operator to add samples or reagents at any time that there needs to be. You can have a batch of type and screens and load those on the machine, and 10 minutes later you get another batch and you can load those on there too, and the productivity is just enormous by being able to do that. Also through the performance of capture technology and the confidence that that technology gives you when the results are printed out. And also through flexibility. The flexibility that it gives you to allow of a stat to be put on the instrument in the middle of any run whatsoever. You can stop the instrument, load your stat, start your stat, and then start the instrument back up again, leaving up as where you have left off from your other batches that have already been started. The NEO is designed to automate standard blood bank testing and operates as a walk-away system, meaning you can leave the NEO to operate independently for periods of time so you can go and do other tasks in the blood bank. It's as if you have another full-time employee working with you in the blood bank. Several unified principles have been integrated into the NEO system to support and to simplify the overall system operation. The NEO is a closed system and can only use specified Immucor products. It's all contained underneath the hood. The NEO is friendly and easy to use to maximize operator efficiency and therefore minimizing result errors. The NEO is a robotic instrument programmed to move microplates, reagents, and samples to different bays and processing areas for a given assay in the correct sequence that it needs to be. Such bays and areas include incubator bays, the microplate washing station, the centrifuge, and the reader. The NEO's plate reader uses a camera to capture the image underneath the microplates. The NEO software calculates a reaction value for each well based on a multi-featured image analysis. The NEO then assigns a result and interpretation to the wells based on a predefined criteria associated with the calculated reaction value. Some assay protocols require multiple test wells for a given blood sample interpretation, such as the ABO and RH has numerous wells that it has to read and give you a calculation and a determination for those before it will give you a result. The NEO uses software to drive its mechanics and process its data. The operator uses hardware in combination with the software to operate and maintain the NEO. Goals for this learning unit will give you a general understanding of the NEO, as well as skills necessary to perform a type and screen on the NEO. Objectives for this unit are to label the hardware components of the NEO, to describe the screen and the software components of the NEO, perform a login and initialization of the NEO, correctly identify sample barcodes, reagent barcodes, and microplate barcodes, differentiate between a sample and reagent rack, explain when and why stir balls are added, start the ABO reagent QC assay, identify the assays that can be run on the NEO, describe the basics of capture technology, practice running ABO and antibody screen assays on the NEO, and lastly, transferring results from the NEO to the LIS. This lecture should meet all of the objectives for this learning unit, giving you a general knowledge of the NEO. There are two learning activities for the NEO. They're both in the form of a PowerPoint presentation and both accommodating for the audio learner. Each one of them has notes at the bottom that is a narrative of the PowerPoint itself. The first learning activity is understanding the NEO instrument. It has several slides going all over the objectives and giving you a general idea of the NEO. The second learning activity is troubleshooting and giving you a general understanding of more of the basic troubleshootings that come up, most of the errors that we get on the NEO, that will give you a general understanding of how to go about troubleshooting the instrument. There are 4 case studies, and again, they're the 4 of the most general errors that we get. These should satisfy the objectives also. Learning will be assessed in the form of a short quiz consisting of matching, multiple choice, and true-false questions. If you have mastered the objectives, you will be able to do well on the quiz, as well as gain the necessary skills to perform a type and screen on the NEO. Why this lecture is so important is for years the other parts of the lab have had automation, and blood bank has sorely been sagging behind. And just for the last 12 years here at Mission, we have just had some kind of automation, and for the last year we have just had the NEO. So by going over this lecture with the NEO, it will give you a better understanding of the blood bank technology for instrumentation and just the future of blood bank. And I believe that you will enjoy learning about the NEO because of that future and automation of blood bank.